Hi you guys, it's Ruby from Oofy Scraps, back with another video. Today I'm going to be sharing my flip through of my Joshua Tree album. But before we actually get into the flip through, I forgot to include a little piece of the process from the last video. So I'm going to insert that in here and then we'll jump into the flip through. Okay, so here we are cutting into the clip of me actually doing the process. So I have this little album. It's a 4x4 buildable album from Ali Edwards, and I wanted to do a cover using my Cricut and just some white vinyl. So I designed on Canva this little thing you see on the bottom left of the screen. Again, this is a 25th birthday album from a 25th birthday trip. So I decided to do like a word art of using just 25, the number 25. So I spelt it out, I used the number, I used a bunch of different fonts, and again, I just created that on Canva. I just made the size of the cover and then just copied and pasted and moved stuff around until it was all good. And then I cut it out on vinyl, white vinyl on my Cricut, and then I'm just adhering it to the front of this little cover. So I hope you guys thought this was a cool little addition. I meant to add it to my last process video, but I just forgot to add the clip. So here I am putting it all on, making sure I didn't leave any bubbles and push it down really well. I think it's a fun way of decorating the cover, which is something I don't typically do just because I store my albums like on like a bookshelf basically. And so if you have a bunch of stuff stuck on the front, it like gunks up in the shelf. But because this is flat, I thought it would be a perfect little addition, and it's also white, which there are white stripes, so I feel like it's pretty subtle. So I think it's pretty fun and cool. If you're interested in seeing how I made something like this on Canva, I can make a video on that too. Just go ahead and let me know in a comment below. But yeah, that's pretty much all I do. I just wanted to show you because I thought it was cool, and you'll see in the final flip through that has been added, and so I just didn't want to do that without saying anything. But yeah, we're going to move back onto the actual real-time me talking, doing a flip through. I will say the audio will probably change incredibly because when I do a real-time video, I use just the iPhone microphone, but when I'm doing my voiceovers, I use like an actual additional microphone, so the audio is probably a lot quieter and lower quality. So hopefully that's not too annoying, but I hope you guys enjoy the flip through, and I will talk to you in just a second. Flip through voice. Hi you guys, it's Ruby from Oofy Scraps, and today I'm here to give you a final flip through of my 25th birthday album, which was all about a trip I took to Joshua Tree. So I've made process videos of everything that's gone on in here, and I will link the whole playlist up in the cards. If you did not see the last process video, I designed this little 25 collage situation on Canva, and I cut it out on my Cricut, so that's what I did on the cover. I really like the way it turned out, and I think it will still really store fine on my shelf because it's flat. It's something I've been wanting to try, and I'm really glad I did. I love the way it turned out. This is a 4x4 buildable album by Ali Edwards. It was from her travel collection from last year, 2022. And inside, I used a bunch of different stuff from her Ali Edwards travels collection, some Color Fresh papers, some random Simple Stories travel collections, and just whatever else I had. And I hope you guys enjoy taking a look at the little album. So my 25th birthday, I'm not going to go over the exact every single detail of the stories because I told those stories a lot in the album process videos, but basically 25th birthday, quarter of a century, feels like a big birthday. I wanted to make a trip out of it, but it has been raining so much in Southern California this year, and we got rained out, so we had to reschedule. So this is me on my actual birthday, cute little paper. Inside, I got myself a cute little cake and balloons, made it feel really festive. Everything is outside of the page protector, which I love. Then there's a close-up of the cake. Because we had to reschedule, I had some friends come over and play cards, have a game night, and it ended up being really fun. And then this was us at midnight on my birthday, singing happy birthday. I did a collection of handwritten and typed journaling, which you'll see throughout. This is a cute little, what's it called, like decorative collage layered page situation. A lot of these things are from the nostalgia collection that Ali Edwards did with Laura Wansek. Then the few weekends later, we actually went to Joshua Tree. We drove, got there at night, set up our little fire. And then we woke up the first morning, and this is what our campsite looked like. We didn't actually stay on site because it was a last minute change, we rented like basically a piece of land, and we just set up camp right there. So these were all of our little tents, the cars, and our little setup. We went exploring once the sun came out. And then we went and got on the road and drove to Joshua Tree, which was like a couple minutes down the road. It was a super beautiful park. It was my first time going. And then this is my group. So my friend Milo, well, this is actually my boyfriend's friend for like preschool or elementary school. Milo, boyfriend Steven, my good friend Tyler and Mark, we both went to high school together. And then Tyler, Steven, and I went to college together. And then Mark, Steven, and I coached track together at a high school. So all intertwined. We went and walked around, explored a little bit. I also ended up using the map. I brought one of the park maps home and I cut it down and used it as pattern paper, which was pretty cool. And so if you saw our process videos, there's two-ish things that are different from what you might have remembered. One of them being this. I printed my journaling onto this paper, but the printing of the journaling was a fiasco. It's something I've done a bunch of times now, and I love the technique of you print it on regular print paper, line up your pattern paper, and send it through your printer, and it allows you to have print right on top of your paper. But I was not doing it right, and I messed up a bunch of times, so I had to fix this. But it's essentially the same thing, it's just on different paper. So I guess I can read you my journaling. It says, we woke up at camp, and after a little bit of a struggle to make breakfast, we headed out to the park. It was a beautiful drive in, and we were all excited to get out and explore. We set out in a direction, and our walk quickly turned into a climb. I was a little apprehensive at first, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. So the group was definitely adventurous, which is fun. I was just nervous about falling off of a giant rock cliff and dying, but I didn't, so it all turned out well. Then I did a little bit of handwritten journaling here. I guess I can read that to you as well. As it was my first time visiting Joshua Tree, I didn't know what to expect, aside from Joshua trees. I didn't realize how rocky or bouldery the landscape was. So it's obviously there are Joshua trees, but like this is what most of the park looks like, at least from where we were. It's just rocks, which is cool. It's just, I was thinking it's going to be more like tree-ish. So it was interesting. Then just some more pages here. This is a group photo. I got the boys together to do a self-timer, which I was excited about. Another embellishment page. And then this was another one of the ones where it's different. The card that I had before. I don't know if I have it over here. I don't know where it is, but I printed it wrong on this one too, so I had to do a different one. But luckily I found a good substitute. So here it says, we had such a blast exploring all around the park. It was such a nice sunny day, and we spent hours climbing up and down all sorts of rocks. I was very glad I had my hiking boots on. I thought they might be a bit overboard, but it turned out they were just the confidence booster I needed on some of our precarious climbs. We decided to head back to camp just as the sun was setting, so we got there before dark. On the other side, it says, upon arriving back to camp, we wanted to get dinner going before dark, but we needed a grill to make our burgers. Long story, but the hot plate we brought didn't work. When we were out exploring earlier and found another campsite on the property with a grill and all kinds of stuff. So we literally dragged it over to our camp and dinner was served. It was a pain, but it worked out in the end. So I like the way that turned out. It might be hard to see on camera, but you can read this. It's a little bit hard to see on the darker parts, but it's fine. Cute little patch I got at one of the gift shops. And then this was us. This is a picture of me playing with the fire. I love fire pits and campfires. It's my favorite. So it says, so fire. One of my personal favorite parts of camping is the food. Baked potato, veggie dogs, everything tastes better when cooked on a campfire. And of course, so many s'mores. And this was the next morning, waking up. We ended up sleeping in the car because my friend Tyler didn't have a tent, so he slept in our tent. And then my friend Olivia finally arrived. So here it says, Olivia and Mike finally arrived late the last night. She just arrived back from a work trip and in true Olivia fashion was late. But what a wonderful weekend, exploring the outdoors, time with friends, and everyone being so adaptable to changing plans. We'll be back, J Tree. So I really like this little page. I did some stamping. Stamping is definitely something I'm always trying to do more of. I have a pretty small collection of stamps, but even still, I don't find myself using them. And then I also stamped, this is random, but this stamp is like my new favorite. I love the way it looks. I don't know why, but. And then I just put this cute little I'll be back, and then I stuck a 25. So a tiny bit of backstory on that is this, whenever I do my Cricut, especially when I'm cutting with vinyl, I cut it out on just regular paper first, like scrap paper, printer paper, something, so I can see that everything like lines up properly. So you'll see throughout, I stuck like this little 25 is this one. And so I stuck the paper down of my little like misprints or my practice cut. So that's what this one is from, and this big 25. And I like the way that the white looks on the multicolor because it kind of is subtle, but it's there. And that's what I liked about the front. At first I was disappointed that it didn't stand out more, but now that I've looked at it more and more, I like it a lot. So all in all, I'm really happy with how the album turned out. I had a lot of fun putting it together. I'm really excited to have this special birthday and special birthday trip documented, and I've been saving or hoarding this little buildable album for so long. I love the colors and everything, so I think I waited for the perfect project. I'm really glad, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Again, if you want to see any of the process videos, that will be linked below and also in the cards, and I will catch you guys with the next project. So have a good rest of your day. Bye guys.